Bum, 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 bum. Okay, hope you enjoyed that poorly sung intro. What is today? Is today the 8th? This is Veda Day 8. We're on the 8th day of April. I'm kind of starting to notice that this challenge is like making the months go by quicker in a way, because each day I'm like, I need to put a video up. Another one. It's only been 24 hours. Okay, anyway, that's not what this video is about. Also, side note, yes, my hair has changed. I'm going home next weekend. Home is Dallas, to go and see my parents and see my grandma and see my grandpa off. And I didn't see the point in going home and giving my grandma a heart attack. Like, it didn't make sense. I didn't see the point in it. She was definitely gonna say something about silver hair. I just don't have time for that. No, we're not doing that. Anyway, okay, so what this video is about. I was in the car, going home or coming from church this morning, and I guess carpool to church. I carpool to church with an organization at UT called Haven, which is a student-led fellowship group. And while I was in the car, I was in the car with two of my friends. They're both freshmen, and they were asking some of the upperclassmen in the car, what is something that you learned from sophomore year? And so I thought, boom, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop 3 tips today in this video. If my nails were trash, I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and drop 3 tips today in this video, or 3 big takeaways I've had from sophomore year. Number 1, am I working towards the future I want for tomorrow? And that could include, the obvious one, in an academic sense. Like, if I want to go to graduate school, or to get my master's, to get my doctorate, to get into PhD or medical or dental school, whatever, that could be academic easily. Am I getting the right GPA? But also just from like an actual life perspective, am I working towards the future, a future that I see for myself? Like, is the career field I'm going in gonna give me the life I'll like find happiness and fulfillment in? That's a question to ask yourself. Or even just like in the relationships you're building in college. I remember at the end of my freshman year, I realized that I'd spent so much time like always kind of being like in my books, because I took like a really heavy course load, that I didn't have anyone to turn to at the end of the semester. I didn't have time to build those relationships and those friendships and cultivate that support group. So asking yourself, like, what am I doing right now to work towards the future that I want tomorrow? And am I working towards that with my actions? Are the classes and organizations I'm involved in taking me where I want to go? So that's number 1. Number 2 is, if you haven't already, try to create a 30-second elevator speech. And I'm talking about that not in a whole, be prepared for corporate America type sense, but more so like in an introspective point of view, where if you had to, if you had just met someone, right, and you have 20 to 30 seconds to tell them about who you are, what do you want to tell them? What do you want them to know? What is that first thing you want them to attach with your name and with the skill set and values you have to provide so that they can help you grow? And for me, in like creating a 30-second elevator pitch, it kind of made me realize that, like, based off of what I've been doing in college, the first thing I should tell someone probably is that, I'm based off of like my classes I've taken, is that, I'm interested in the medical field, and like I want to go to medical school and be a physician. But I kind of realized, like, the first thing I wanted to tell someone is that I really enjoy like videography and like creative direction and fashion, and like the power of like images and clothing. And it was one of those questions where going back to number 1, am I working towards the life I want tomorrow, in regards to like, will the profession I'm in, will I find fulfillment and joy in it? So if you haven't already, if you were to meet someone right now, sorry this video is shaking, I'm filming with my iPhone, but if you were to, meet someone right now and you had 20 to 30 seconds to tell them about who you are, what makes you you, and how they can help you grow to be that person you want to be tomorrow, what would you tell them? And then for my last tip, I would say that GPA is not everything. When I say GPA is not everything, obviously we're not trying to come here and graduate with a 1.6. That's not the goal. That's not the mission. Classes are too expensive to be doing that higihaga. And if you want to go to graduate school, definitely, you still want to have like good grades, but don't miss out. Depending on what you value or what you want out of your college experience, don't miss out on other opportunities and experiences solely because I have to stay in and study all the time. Because at the end of the day, when you graduate, that 4.0, if you don't have any internships, any research experience, any networking connections or like mentors or or just like places where you've been involved outside of school, you might not really have a better chance than someone who has a lower GPA, because that person could have like an extensive network. They could have someone who's able to attest to their hard working skills and their drive and passion, initiative in a field, and they can refer them to get a job and they'll get chosen over you. So don't stress so much, and kill yourself over getting a really high GPA, because there are so many other things that define you and make you you. And when you think about it, once you graduate, what are you going to do with that 4.0 or whatever, high GPA when you're just like going on a trip with your friends? Or what's another example? Like, what is a 4.0 going to do for you when you're buying milk at Walmart? Because once you graduate, like, you're going to face real life, and the things that we're worrying about now, they're not going to be that deep. They're not going to be that serious. It's not like, even if you become, if you want to be a lawyer or a professor or a teacher or be a creative or whatever you want to be, you're not going to be in your workplace 20 years from now and your colleague asks you, hey, what was your GPA? That's not pertinent information, because once you're in that field, what's the bigger thing and everyone's going to focus on are your abilities and your skill set. So yeah, those are my 3 things I've taken away from sophomore year. This video was a lot longer. I don't want to edit this. I really don't want to edit this. Maybe I'm not going to edit it. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. But I have a biology exam this week. So we're just trying to, even though it's not 4.0 or nothing, we still want to do well because we've paid for these classes and it's not cheap. Okay. Anyway, that's all until tomorrow. This has been Amarachi. I'ma live.